Up, Matt here from Surplus Trader Secrets, and I think there was a bit of a technical error before. We've restarted the Facebook Live. I hope it doesn't happen again. If it does, I will try and do it again. Maybe there's some glitches with Facebook, I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to be looking inside the Finder's Fees course this evening. We're going to do a 1 hour slot on what is inside the Finder's Fees course, what it's like to be in the Finder's Fees course for someone who joins my program, what it's like for you once you come inside the Finder's Fees course, exactly what you're going to learn, what is the process, what is the system, and what you get as someone who's bought into this Finder's Fees program. And trust me, you get way more back than you actually invested in this program, especially from the value and the content that you get from me. Now, I'm a guy that's been in the surplus inventory business for over 29 years. And the great thing about being in my coaching program is that you're working alongside a guy who's in this business and, not only teaches this business, but is actually doing it as well. I am doing what I teach. So, I am buying and selling surplus inventory every day. I'm finding surplus inventory every day. I'm working as a finder. And, that's the great thing that you get with me is that, you're not just learning from a guy that's just picked up some information on this business. You're learning from a guy who is heavily and deeply involved in the surplus inventory business. A lot of people say, that I'm probably one of the most connected guys in this industry. That's what you get with me, guys. You get some very high value information and support directly from me. You're not getting it from a team of assistants that I've got. You're not getting it from some, automated robots. What you get is you've got me hands-on all the time in this business, in the course, in the program, in the private members group, which I'll tell you about. And, you've got me answering your questions. You've got me giving you value and giving you that support whenever you need it. And me, it's always me doing it. It's me replying back to you all the time. I haven't got like personal assistants that reply back to you. It's not like a robot that's replying back to you. You've got me, the main man. You've got the main guy that is, there by your side in this Finder's Fees coaching program. So what I'm going to do tonight is, like I said, some of you guys are already in the Finder's Fees program. So you're already going to know what it's like to be in the course. You know what's inside the actual course. You know what the structure of the Finder's Fees program. You know all the lessons. What order the lessons come in. You know all this, guys. But it's absolutely fine. You're welcome to join this program. Maybe you can give your own input if you want, or, give some of your own feedback with pleasure to guys that are new in this group and are, just thinking about joining at the moment. They haven't decided yet. So what I want to do tonight is, I'm not pushing anyone to get into my Finder's Fees course. That's one thing that I don't do, okay? Because I only want people that I only want people that come into my course that want to come in off their own back, and they're hungry to come into my course and hungry to make it happen, make things happen and earn some Finder's Fees. I don't want people coming into this program who do half a job, don't work hard at it, play at it, maybe have a go. And, after a few weeks or months, to think, no, it's not for me. I just want people that will roll the sleeves up and get stuck in. Like most of the guys in my course, They're really, you know, they're hungry to make it happen. They really want to make it happen. And I can see that as well from some of the results that are starting to happen as well, and some of the results that have already happened. You know, some of the guys are already making some good finder's fees on top of their day job, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start and I'm going to run through what is actually inside the finder's fees course. So when you join the course, you will access a private members area online, which is, you know, it's an online course, and it's a private members area. So you will get a login, you will create a login, and you will get inside the private members area where the actual course is. Now, the course itself is you know, it's video tutorials, step-by-step video tutorials right from the start. So I'm going to run through basically what you get in the actual course itself, the finder's fees course, which is ultimately what I'm teaching. It's, you know, it's a skill that I'm teaching you. It's a system. It's a method that you can follow. And once you follow these methods, that's when you start getting these results of actually finding surplus inventory, which we will hopefully get you some finder's fees. Okay, so once you get into the membership area, you've got the first section is basically the main finder's fees course. And you know, you're going to start with lesson number 1, obviously, which is basically an introduction into becoming a finder, an introduction to becoming a professional finder. You know, what that entails, and it's going to open your eyes to the huge potential that you have as a finder, because you can actually attach yourself to any industry that you want. You can actually, once you learn the skill of being a finder, you can actually deep dive into any product category or any type of industry, any industry that sells physical products, obviously. So that's a great thing that you are. It's such a huge potential business opportunity for someone who wants to, you know, try the hand at different industries, finding things. Basically, that's basically what you're doing. You're finding things. You're finding stuff, and you know, the methods that I'm showing you, you can use in any industry that you want. You can go and find surplus inventory in any industry that you choose. Okay, so you know, that's the intro to becoming a finder. I'm just going to give you an outline of what it's like to be a professional finder. And lesson number 2, basically, you know, I'm not going to go deeply into this, but you know, there's some important questions and answers that you need to know once you deep dive into this course. And you know, these questions and answers might be the sort of things that are on your mind when you come into this coaching program. So lesson number 3, what you're going to do here is I'm going to show you, you know, you're going to discover what types of surplus inventory that you can actually go looking for right from the very beginning once you have learnt the course. So, you know, I'm gonna open your eyes and open your mind the types of surplus inventories that you can actually choose to look for. And think about it. There's so many like different product categories that you can choose. I mean, you know, you just walk around a supermarket, up and down the aisles, and you can probably see probably 100 different product categories, probably more. And that's just retail stuff. Never mind non-retail stuff. You know, there's a lot of industries that are non-retail products that you can actually go find surplus inventory of. You know, and some of my guys will tell you, You know, they are finding stuff it's not specifically a retail product that you'd find in a shop. It's, you know, it's products that are manufactured for specific industries. There's lots of different product categories that are what I'd call non-retail. So yeah, lesson 3 is just going to give you an idea on the vast range of product categories that you can choose. Lesson 4, basically, this is where you're going to hit the ground running, basically. And remember, what I'm teaching you here in this course is you are getting the shortcut, basically. If you try and figure this out yourself, you know, you're gonna take the long way. You're gonna take the long way to becoming a finder. When you learn my methods, you're taking a very shortcut. What you're getting is you're getting a lot of information, but you're getting it condensed. Okay, you're getting it very condensed and simplified and easy to follow. Certainly easy to follow because they're all video lessons. The great thing about video lessons are you can just go back to the beginning and watch it again, and until you understand. And once you understand that specific lesson, then you just move on to the next one. So the lesson 4, you know, this is getting started. You're going to learn exactly what you need to, you know, to quick start as a finder. You know, the beginning part, exactly what you need, you know, the tools that you need. And, you know, the main tools that you need as a finder are basically, you know, a laptop or a computer and the internet and, you know, a domain, preferably a domain to get yourself a professional email address. Not essential, but it is something that I recommend because I want my guys in my program. You know, I want my guys who are learning my methods to come out of this looking like a professional, a pro. I want you to, when you approach companies, I want them to look at you and think, oh, right, yeah, they look professional. You know, I want you to look professional and legitimate. So that's what I'm going to teach you in lesson 4. Lesson number 5, what products to look for. Okay, so that is similar to number 3, but we're going to deep dive further into lots of different product categories that you can look for. And, you know, then you can start thinking about possibly, you know, choosing a few different product categories or industries to focus on. Once you've learned this system that I teach you, you can actually focus on specific industries, product categories, where you will be, you know, you'll be focused on contacting companies and, you know, making connections and getting yourself well connected with people in that, you know, in that product category or industry. Does that make sense? So number 6 lesson, I'm going to show you ways to start building contacts right from the start. You know, this is going to be basically the backbone. This is going to be the backbone. This is going to be the main part of your finder's business is building contacts. Without contacts, you know, in any industry, without contacts, you are not going to ever make any money. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all about your contacts. It's like that saying, I've said it before, your network is your net worth, which means, you know, you are worth what your contacts. You are worth the contacts that you have. Okay, and if you don't have any contacts, chances are you're not going to make much money. It doesn't matter what business you're in. So I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you so many different methods. This specific method that I'm showing you in lesson 6 is basically, you know, this is one method, but it's one big method that I show you how to start building contacts. And of course, obviously, that is gonna start with searching online. And where do we search online? Google, of course. And what I'm showing you is I'm showing you methods to build contacts through Google. And you know, a lot of them are not very obvious to people, and a lot of it is very specific keywords to choose as well. You know, there's a lot of specific keywords and phrases to use when you are building contacts, okay? And you are building contacts basically to contact, to find stuff. That's what you're going to be doing. You're not building contacts for fun. You're going to be building contacts to get in touch with these people. But remember, you know, don't be fearful, guys. This is going to be all on email, okay? You're going to be emailing these companies. You're not having to ring companies up and, you know, follow a script. You can do that if you want, but you know, the methods that I'm teaching you is all email, okay? What you've got to remember is about my coaching programs is the very modern methods, the very when I say modern methods, what I mean by that is it's all very time effective, and it's all very cost effective. And basically, you know, when you're talking time effective and cost effective, it's all online. Everything I'm showing you is all online. What you're doing is all online. So, you know, you can do it from anywhere. You can do it from at home on a laptop, computer. You can sit in a cafe and do this as well. So moving on, lesson number 7, once you start building these contacts that I'm going to show you exactly how to build, you're going to learn how to actually make contact with these potential suppliers that you have found, okay, that I've shown you how to go and find. You're going to be actually making contact with them, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what, you know, how to approach them and what to say. And obviously, you know, what I'm providing you, you know, I'm giving you it all, guys. I'm giving you it all. I'm not even asking you to just guess what to say when you approach these companies. I'm actually giving you email templates to copy and paste into an email and just click send to these companies. I'm giving you ready-made letters, okay? Ready-made email letters that you can email to these companies. There's, I think, 3 different variations of these email letters that I've given you, and you know, you can try different ones. So what you're basically doing is, when you are emailing these companies, you are coming across as very professional. You know, these letters that I've put together, they come across as very legitimate. You are looking very professional when these companies receive this letter from you, and you know, it makes them think, oh wow, that looks interesting. I like this. I like the service this person is offering. So yeah, so that's lesson number 7. Lesson number 8. I'm going to show you specific ways of, well, let me put it another way. I'm going to show you basically specific people that you can make contact with in different companies that you approach, okay? Because there are different people in specific job positions that you can actually go and approach and email your letter. So, you know, there are ways of finding specific people as well. There's ways, online methods of finding specific people within companies, okay? You're not just guessing. I mean, sometimes you can just email companies and hope for the best who's gonna receive that email and who's going to open that email. But you know, lesson number 8, I'm going to show you specific people in specific job positions that you can actually email directly. And you know, these people in these specific positions are positions in that company that will be very interested in your service. Does that make sense? Because they are the position that they are in that company. They are very connected to their inventories and what's exactly going on in their business and what stocks they've got in their warehouse, etc. So I'm going to show you various methods on finding specific people in specific job positions. Okay. Moving on, lesson number 9, how to build supplier contacts under specific product categories. Okay, so there are various methods that I show you. Some of them are in the bonus trainings, which I'm going to get to. But this is a method where you can think of a product. You can think of one specific product, and I can show you how to build and how to find and build supplier contacts and connections that are specific to that one product, or maybe that product category or that industry. Does that make sense? So we're deep diving into a specific product category or industry. So yeah, that's a brilliant lesson. Lesson number 10. What we're moving on to here is basically, it's the next phase of being a finder, when you start actually receiving surplus stock offers from companies. So we're looking at you've been offered the stock. What do you do now? Basically, it's that kind of video. So you've got an email back from a company and they're offering you surplus stock, and you're thinking, oh, what do I do now? Well, lesson number 11 shows you exactly what you do once you receive a surplus stock offer. Okay, it gives you everything you need to know once you receive that stock offer, so you don't need to panic. You will know exactly what you need to do. Okay, now lesson number 12. You're going to discover what type of companies will actually buy that surplus inventory that you've been offered. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you shortly about moving further on in the course, where I actually can help you find buyers using my network of buyers. But what I teach in lesson number 12 is, what type of companies will buy surplus inventory. I'm going to open your mind to the type of companies, the type of retailers, the type of wholesalers, and other types of companies that actually will buy surplus inventory. And they're in the market for buying surplus inventory. Does that make sense? Lesson number 13. Okay, now remember, all these lessons, guys, they're not like hours long each. They're condensed. They might go from 6, 7, 8 minutes up to maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes, maybe. Okay, they're not like so long. They're going to be maybe 6 minutes right through to maybe 15 to 20 minutes max, I would say. Okay, so each lesson is quite, not too long. So what we were looking now is we're looking at lesson number 13. So I'm going to show you foolproof methods to actually find the right buyers for your surplus inventory that you find. You see, what I teach you guys when you come into the program is, I give you the opportunity. I'm not just saying to you, go and find some surplus inventory, then bring it to me. Not at all. No, not at all. I want you to learn the full thing of being a finder. I want you to know everything about being a finder. So, which includes, going and finding your own buyer contacts. Okay, these buyer contacts are the people that you will be putting that offer in front of. If you decide you want to do that, of course. As I say, you don't have to You know, you've got me as well that can do that for you. But you can actually learn the process of finding the right buyer contacts for that specific surplus inventory that you found. That specific surplus inventory can be, you know, related to what that buyer could be looking for. Does that make sense? So what you're doing as a finder, you are basically finding a surplus inventory under one specific product category, and then, you know, you could be putting that in front of a potential buyer contact who is actually looking for that specific product, okay, or they are looking for products within that specific product category, okay. And so, you know, moving on to lesson 14, I'm going to show you how to actually approach these potential buyers. And, you know, there's certain ways that you need to approach potential buyer contacts who are going to be potentially, you know, people that you could be dealing with for many years to come and building a business relationship with. Remember that. This isn't just, you know, dealing with people once and then that's it. Once you get in with a buyer contact, you can potentially do so much repeat business with these people and build up a real business relationship for many, many years. And, you know, you can become an extension of their buying department, literally. And, you know, they could really end up relying on you to bring them surplus inventory offers. Once you know exactly what they're looking for, you know, you can be very, very useful to them. And of course, they can be very, very useful to you. So, you know, it's a two-way thing. So, you know, in lesson 14, I'm going to show you how to approach these potential buyers and what to say to them. Okay. Lesson number 15, guys. So what I'm giving you here is basically an email template that you can use as well. So not only do I give you an email template for, you know, contacting suppliers, potential suppliers, I'm also providing you with an email letter that you can send to potential buyer contacts as well. So it's all there, guys. It's all there on a plate. You know, I'm basically making it as simple as possible for you to get going as a finder without thinking or worrying about, you know, oh, what should I write to this person? What email should I write? I'm not sure. I don't know what to put. I'm giving you email templates to send to, you know, supplier contacts, and I'm giving you an email template to send to, you know, new buyer contacts, potential buyer contacts, that they're going to read. They're going to receive that from you. And, you know, they're going to think, right, okay, interesting. You know, I've got a contact here who's offering to, you know, find surplus inventory and show it to me, you know, on products that I'm looking for. And, you know, that sounds great. That sounds interesting. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there. Now moving on to the next phase, basically what we're looking at on lesson 16 is the actual, what we call in the business, the finder's fee agreement. Okay. There is an agreement that you have in place that the buyer, if you find a buyer for that inventory, there is actually an agreement that you get them to sign. It's a very, very simple contract. And, you know, it just shows a bit of commitment, really, more than anything. And it's kind of, you know, it just puts it out there to say, look, you know, I'm sure you're a trusting person in the business industry, and, you know, you sound like a trusting person, but, you know, there's a finder's fee agreement, and this is what the buyer will sign. And, you know, that is a very simple contract. And it's just basically saying, look, I'm going to connect you with the supplier who's offered me that surplus inventory. But before I connect you, you've got to sign this contract. And, it just covers you. It's just basically saying, look, that's my supplier and it will remain my supplier. Okay? You can't deal with them. You can deal with them if I connect you, but you can't deal with them afterwards. Okay? In the future, the supplier remains mine. Now, you know, it's very airtight. And to be honest with you, and I've said this before, you know, 99.9% of the time, you'll never have a problem with any buyers that you obviously connect with your suppliers. 99.9%. And, you know, I've said this before, but the main reason why a buyer contact will never actually ever try and go behind your back, in the future, never go behind your back to that supplier that you'd connected them with, is because they want you to keep offering them surplus inventories. Okay, they want you to keep coming to them, offering them stock, and they know that if they pissed you off or broke that contract, that finder's fee contract, or annoyed you, you wouldn't deal with them again. You wouldn't offer them surplus inventory again. And once they see these deals that you are offering them, they will love that, and they want you to keep offering them stock. They don't want to jeopardize you not offering them stock to them ever again. Okay, trust me, they want to keep you very happy. They will love the fact that they've got this person, they found this contact, they found this professional finder who goes and finds surplus inventories and puts it in front of them, and they don't even have to pay you a salary. They don't even have to give you an office. They don't even have to you are basically, like I say, you're a free extension of their buying department, that they've got you for free, basically. And obviously they're only paying you a finder's fee when they get a result, when they get a deal. Does that make sense? So yeah, I mean, lesson 17 is basically part 2, where I'm actually showing you the finder's fee agreement in more detail, and I'm showing you exactly, the parts. It's only a 2-page agreement, but what I'm doing is I'm showing you the parts that you fill in. And again, here's what I'm giving you guys. I'm giving you it on a plate. I'm giving you a finder's fees agreement template completely free within the course. Okay, if you get a lawyer to put one of these together, it's going to cost you hundreds of pounds. I'm giving you it for free. So that's another high value thing that I'm giving you for free. So lesson number 18 is basically where you are sending the buyer. This is at the point where the buyer is interested in that surplus inventory that you found and shown them, and then you are going to get them to sign the finder's fee agreement. So what I'm giving you here is, obviously, I'm giving you some email. Again, I'm giving you some email templates that you will use when you send the finder's fee agreement. I'm giving you the actual letter that you will send to the buyer, and also a letter that you will send to the supplier as well. So, moving on to lesson number 19, basically, this is where, at this point, this is the last part of the phase where you are going to be actually connecting the buyer and the seller on email. Okay. And this is where you will already have your finder's fee agreement signed. You are now going to be connecting the buyer and the seller on email. And I'm giving you the email letter to connect them. Okay. It's all there, exactly what you have to do, and all you have to do is copy and paste it. And lesson number 20, as I mentioned earlier, it's just basically it's a service that I'm giving. It's a very, very high value service as well, because I'm giving a lot of my personal time. And what I'm doing is not just my personal time. I'm giving my, my private contacts in my network that I've built up for many years, guys. What I'm doing is I'm offering you as a finder who's inside my Finder's Fees coaching program, I'm giving you the opportunity to actually bypass where you have to go and find your own buyer contacts. I'm giving you the opportunity to actually, instead of finding surplus inventory and then finding a buyer to put that in front of, what I offer for free inside my coaching program is that when you have found the surplus inventory, I will put that surplus inventory offer in front of my buyer contacts. Does that make sense? So what I'm doing is, whatever product you have found, I've got a list of buyer contacts for like literally every single product category and industry you can think of. So you find a surplus inventory of some products, I will email that offer to my personal network of buyer contacts, and basically, I will try and help you find a buyer for that stock. It will be one of my buyers, and then what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be planting the seed for you guys, and I'm going to start trying to get interest on your surplus stock that you found. And then once I get that interest, I'm then going to start helping you. I'm going to start basically not even helping you. I'm just going to take over and help get that deal over the line, basically. I'm going to, once I've got a buyer who is firmly interested, I will be taking over on that deal and helping get that deal together between my buyer and your supplier, and helping you get the finder's fee. Okay, so what you're basically doing is you've got the easy part. You're going to find the surplus inventory. I've got the harder part, because I'm going to be trying to get the interest from my buyers, and then I'm going to start negotiating prices, and then I'm going to be like putting that deal together, and then I'm going to be doing like the paperwork, and then I'm going to be doing the financial transactions. There's a lot involved. Anyone who comes into my main Surplus Trader Secrets Masterclass coaching program, which teaches everything, how to find stock, buy it and sell it, that, I teach it all. There's a lot involved in the actual buying and selling of surplus stock. Okay, a lot more involved than just finding surplus inventory. Finding surplus inventory, there's a lot of different methods in my course, but once you've got to that point where you've got an interested buyer, and then the negotiations start between me and the buyer, and me and the seller and the supplier, and then we're discussing the prices, and we're talking about the logistics, and then we're putting the paperwork together, and and then we're doing the financial transactions, and then we're arranging for the buyer to ship the goods, and then there's a lot more moving parts. There's a lot of nuts and bolts, a lot more nuts and bolts in the the buying and the selling of surplus inventory. The Finder's Fees coaching program, the main part is what I'm showing you and teaching you is finding the stock. You keep finding the stock, and I can help you find buyers. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I do teach you how to find your own buyers. Okay, you can do that as well. You can find your own buyer contacts. I'm not stopping anyone doing that. It's just, as I say in lesson 20, I'm just offering a VIP service to my inner circle, to the guys who are in my program. I'm giving you the chance where, you know, I can just forward your surplus stock offer that you've got to my contacts across any product category or industry. You know, I've got contacts in every industry across the world. And I will try and help you make that deal happen, which will ultimately pay you your finder's fee. That's what I do, and that's what I'm doing for my students as well. And you know, I'm getting results as well for them. So you know, I guess what can I say? You know, you've got the opportunity of, you know, giving a guy who's been in the industry, who's probably one of the most connected guys in the business, your surplus inventory offers. And, you know, that's taken a lot of weight off your shoulders, isn't it? And I suppose it's taken a lot of time as well off your shoulders. You can focus more on just finding the surplus stock without worrying or thinking about, you know, how to find buyers. So, as I say, you can go find buyers yourself using the methods that I teach, but you've got the option within my coaching program. You've got the option of using me, you know, a guy that's been in the business for a very, very long time. And, you know, a lot of the guys in the program are using me to put their surplus stock offers in front of my buyer contacts. And, you know, I could charge money for that service, but I'm not, because, you know, I'm not going to hide the fact that, you know, if I put a deal together, I'm going to be making something from that deal. You're going to be getting your finder's fee, but I'm going to be getting something as well. I'm going to be getting a nice drink as well as you. Okay, so yeah, you're not paying for that service out of your own pocket. I'm going to be making some money, but it's not going to be from your pocket. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be from the actual profit on the deal that I put together between the buyer and your supplier. Okay. So let's have a look here. Lesson number 21, your agreement with your supplier contacts. So, you know, this gives you just some information on, you know, how you should be with your supplier contacts, and you know what type of agreement. Now, there isn't an actual written agreement in place with supplier contacts. There is with your buyer contacts, but not with supplier contacts. You know, supplier contacts are free to offer stock to whoever they want. They're not going to exclusively offer you stock only and no one else. Very, very rare that many companies will do that. But you know, you can build relationships with suppliers, which means that whenever they get surplus stock, they will always come to you. Each time they get surplus stock, all they will do is they will just come to you with that stock. They won't even offer it to anyone else. Moving on, lesson number 22. I mentioned this a little bit before, and this is about buyer trust and why the finder's fee agreement will never be broken. So obviously I mentioned, you know, why buyers need you. Once you offer them surplus inventory that they do a deal on, you know, they want more deals from you. And, you know, that's one big reason why they will never, ever, you know, annoy you or piss you off or go behind your back, you know, to your suppliers. There's a lot of trust with buyers. And the reason there is because you are a very important asset to a buyer. You are very valuable to a buyer. Okay. A lot of buyers, you see, they're very busy doing their stuff. They don't have time to go and find surplus inventory like what I teach you. Okay, they don't have the time to go and find surplus inventory using all these methods. They just haven't got the time in the day to focus on going and finding surplus inventory. You know, a lot of buyers, they get people, you know, bringing them deals, offering them deals. They're not going out and finding them deals. They get people coming to them, a lot of buyers, okay? But, you know, they don't have time to go and find surplus inventory. They rely on people bringing them deals. And when they when they, you know, when they meet you and they see the service that you're offering, and you're saying to them, look, you sell this type of product, you know, I see what you do. You know, I can bring you deals. I can go and find deals that you are looking for. I can go find products that you're looking for. I can look for product categories that you are involved in, or related product categories. Does that make sense? So, you know, you are so important to buyer contacts. They need your service, guys. So number 23, this is sort of the conclusion, basically, where, you know, I'm kind of giving you a bit of motivation, and, you know, it's sort of the back end of the course. And, you know, I'm just saying to you, you know, go and implement everything that I've shown you. Go and implement all these things that I've taught you, and go and take action. Go and implement them. Go and take action, and, you know, be consistent as well. And if you use those three things and you're doing it all the time, you are definitely going to be making finder's fees in this business. Okay, taking action on what I've taught you and implementing what I've taught you, and, you know, doing the actual methods that I've shown you, but doing it consistently. Okay, doing it consistently every day, even if it's a little bit each day. You're doing it consistently. That is the makings of a successful finder. The guys and girls who, you know, who are taking action but doing it consistently. That is what makes a successful finder. And in the final lesson, basically, I'm going to show you. It's a special one, this one. And, you know, not a lot of people know this method, but I'm going to show you an actual method that I use and I teach my students on how you can make finder's fees twice on one deal. Okay, so what I mean by that is, you know, you can make money, you can earn two lots of money on that one deal that you've been offered. Okay, that's what that lesson teaches you in detail. Okay, and, you know, it works as well. Not saying it works all the time, but it does work. And it can work on some deals, maybe not all of them, but it can work on some of the deals. You know, it's definitely a workable method that I teach. And, you know, I still sometimes can earn two lots of fees on one surplus stock deal that I find. It's a great lesson, that one. So that is the actual course. That is the whole course. That is everything you will need to become a professional finder, guys. Okay. And even if I was just selling you that course on its own without anything else, that is worth way more than what you will be paying for this course. It's worth way more because, you know, once you learn the methods and the systems on, you know, what you have to do to become a finder, you know, that money you've paid on the course will pay you back forever and ever and ever and ever, because what you've learned, what you're going to learn, is basically a real skill. It's a real skill that you've got for life, that you can use even if you are in a day job. You can use that skill on the side of your 9-to-5 job on an evening, or, you know, whenever. It's a skill that you can actually monetize. It's a skill that you can actually get a second income from. It's even a skill that you can get a main income from once you become established as a long, once you've done it for a long time, and you've got the right contacts and the right connections. It's definitely possible to do this full time, to be a professional finder full time. It's all about the connections at the end of the day. If you can monetize, if you can make money off those connections that you've got, and you can do that on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis, then of course you can do it full time. A lot of my guys do it on the side of their day jobs, and they make finder's fees that are more than what they earn, more than their salaries. In a month they can earn more in finder's fees than they can than what their salary is. It's crazy, really. So what I'm basically added as well into this program is some bonus trainings. There are, I think there's 10, and these are like, if I was selling these are basically, I will be selling these for probably the same each on what the course costs. I'll be selling these individual bonuses for $197. So the first one is learning the secrets to building 1,000. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a separate. I'm going to do a separate live on the bonuses that are in this program. That's all I'm going to do. All I'm going to do tonight is basically what I've done, and that is showing you the actual finder's fees course, what is just in the course that you have to learn to be a professional finder. I'm not going to talk about the bonuses yet, okay? They are so high value, all these bonuses, that it's off the hook basically what you get in bonuses, and they're all free as well, guys. So basically, I'm only going to talk to you about the actual course to become a finder. I'm not even going to talk about the bonuses that I'm throwing in, which are, they're over $2,000 worth of bonuses that I'm giving you for free. And they're all basically different methods lots of different methods on finding surplus inventory, loads of different ways. So you can actually, you can use lots of different methods to find surplus inventory, loads of different online methods using lots of different platforms. So yeah, all I'm going to do tonight is, because we're coming up to 1 hour, and the bonuses will probably take me another hour. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that. And all I've done tonight is I've gone through each lesson in the actual finder's fees course. So you know what's inside the course now. You know what each lesson consists of. And, it's all there on a plate. It's all very simplified. So I'm going to go to any questions. The emails are very good, says Diana. Diana says, if I find a buyer for my smaller surplus offers, I just let them negotiate the details on transport and payments. Yeah. I mean, if you watch the lessons on finding buyers, it doesn't matter what size the stock is. Even if it's a small stock, if you find a buyer for, if it's a smaller surplus stock, it's the same situation. That buyer would still negotiate with the seller, and they would collect the goods from the seller. And obviously, the payments would be between the buyer and the seller. Obviously, you're going to be getting a fee. If it's a small surplus stock, you're probably going to be getting a small finder's fee. You're not going to be getting a big finder's fee. But yes, if, like I said, with small surplus stocks, it's still possible to make that deal happen, But it's the same sequence, you know, that you'd still connect the buyer with the seller, and the buyer and the seller will arrange, you know, they will arrange the transport and the payments, and they'll do all that between them. You will just need to negotiate your fee with the buyer. You would need to say, right, okay, this is what I want, or say to the buyer, you know, what fee can you give me for bringing you that stock, showing you that stock? What fee, what finder's fee can you give me? And you just negotiate a little bit and come to an agreement. Another question: can we send an email to wholesalers where we ask for surplus, and at the same time we offer to find them products? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah. That's what I've said. I think I did a video on this before, but you know, it's so true. It's so true that, you know, every potential supplier is a potential buyer, and every potential buyer is a potential supplier. So, you know, you could find, like what Diana's saying here, you could actually go to a wholesaler offering them, you know, offering them stock. But they could potentially be a company that might have some stock that they want to clear. They might have some surplus stock, you know. But, you know, you could go to a company and see if they've got any surplus inventory. But on the other side of the coin, they could also be a potential buyer, because, you know, every supplier is a buyer as well. You know, they buy products in. They're not just supplying stock. They buy stock as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at, it's pouring down outside, and I've got no umbrella, so it hasn't stopped raining here the last few weeks. But yeah, that's the great thing. It's always good to ask a supplier. You know, would you be interested in any surplus inventory? Maybe a product that you buy in regularly, you know, maybe something that you buy a lot of on a regular basis. If I came to you with a surplus inventory deal of that similar product, would you be interested? So, you know, a lot of suppliers could be potential buyers. And, you know, a lot of buyers are obviously, you know, they hold stock. A lot of buyers that you approach, they are holding stock. So they might have stock in their warehouse that they want to sell. So that's the great thing. They might be interested in some surplus inventory that you are offering them. But at the same time, they might have some stock in their warehouse that they need to get rid of. Okay? So you've got to be spotting opportunities. You've got to be looking for opportunities with a buyer or a supplier. That buyer is potentially a supplier as well. And that supplier is potentially a buyer as well. Okay? It's amazing. That's the great thing about being a finder. You know, the opportunities are amazing. That's the wonderful thing. So yeah, Diana says, Matt, please show us how to organize all the info. It's getting a little confusing. Just some tips and tricks. What do you mean organize all the info? Which bits of info do you mean that you need organizing? What little bits are you confused with? This might be better for the private group, Diana. If you want to maybe go to the Finders Fees group and explain, make a post on there and explain what you mean, and then I can reply on there, or even make a video. So I'm, you know, I can see that you're a little bit confused with something. And I want to make sure that, you know, you're not confused. But I want to do this in the private group. Okay. This is something that we want to keep within our group. Okay. This is for paid members. So go across to the finder's fees, private members group. And, this is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm just all over it. Any one of my students that needs help, I'm straight on it the same day, okay? That my guys are not waiting days and days for me to reply back. I reply the same day to all my students, guys, okay? I'm very, very, very supportive. That's what you get with me when you invest in this coaching program. And, I hope you don't think that, you're investing in my pocket and my bank account, because you're not. You're first and foremost, you're investing in yourself. You're actually investing in yourself, your future self. Okay. Don't think that money you're paying for my course, that $197 is, is going to get me rich, because it's not, my friend. Because trust me, what you get on the other side is you get thousands and thousands of dollars over the year of my support and free content and value, and one-to-one support you get from me, and group support as well. We do group support sessions. I do a 2 hours live every 2 weeks to help everyone and answer questions. But I'm here on a daily basis helping my students, either with a surplus stock offer that they get, or maybe they've got a question they need answering. And I'm doing it the same day, guys. I don't disappear for a few days at a time. I'm here every day, 7 days a week. I am here. I know we're all in different parts of the world, and there's obviously time differences, but I will always reply back to everyone within 24 hours, always. And that's what I love. I love to help people, and I'm on a mission to help people get results. And of course, if I'm getting people results, they're going to give me testimonials, and they're going to give me a written testimonial or a video testimonial and say how great this program is. And I've got a lot to prove to you guys. I've got a lot to prove that this actually works. Obviously you've got to learn the course and take action and implement the methods and be consistent. You've got to do your part. But this is a great and real opportunity. It's not one of these businesses that will just go out of trend, go out of fashion. This is a long-term business. It's what I call a future-proof business, because there will always be companies with surplus inventory. There'll always be companies across the world with surplus stock forever and ever and ever. Okay, that's why it's a future-proof business. It's not one of these, short-term business opportunities. This is a long-term, real business opportunity, and I'm proof, because I've done it for 29 years. This year, I've done it 29 years, finding surplus stock. That's what I've done for 29 years. Going out and finding surplus stock, which means it's a long-term, future-proof, real business opportunity. And I'm proof that the methods that I use myself, that I teach, actually work. And what more could you have than that? You know that you're investing in a program that actually does work, because you've got a coach that's actually doing what he teaches, and I've been doing it for many years. So you're learning from a veteran, you're learning from a guy that's been in it for a long time, and you've got me by your side, all the time, right through the deal that you get offered, right through to the end, to earn yourself your finder's fees. Tell me where you would get that for under $200. Tell me where you could start a business for under $200 and actually have someone, an expert, by your side helping you. Nowhere. There's nowhere where you could actually get an expert teaching you an actual business and actually helping you as well and supporting you for under $200. Nowhere in the world would you get that. Okay, guys? So, you know, I know full well that I'm charging too little for this course. You guys have got in like at the beginning, okay? You know, I've only been doing this for under a year, teaching this. Now I'm getting my students' results and I'm seeing that this course actually works. People are starting to join and I'm getting them results. And, you know, eventually the price is going to go up in the course. You know, after a while, there's no doubt about it, I'm going to be charging more for this course. As more people join, I'm going to be charging more. At the minute, it's $197. It's a steal, guys. It's, you know, you don't understand how what you're getting from me for that price. You're getting ridiculous amount, thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, if I was doing one-to-one, if I was teaching this course one-to-one, I'd be charging thousands for this. But, you know, I do it mainly as a group, so I'm charging less. But I'm not going to even go on about it, and I'm not even, you know, I'm not even. There's no pressure. I would never even try and pressure or force or push people to take this program, because as I've said at the beginning, I only want people in the course that are hard workers. Okay, I only want hard workers in this course. I don't want anyone who thinks it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it never will be. Okay, there's no business in the world that's a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, it takes hard work and it takes consistency. It takes someone who's going to take action. And you know, I only want people. I want people in the course who are going to work hard at it, because they're the ones that are going to get results. There's no doubt about it. You know, if you're going to come into the course thinking that it's going to be easy and you don't have to work hard at it, then you're not going to be successful at it. Okay, so don't come into this program if you are not prepared to put the work in, okay? Because you'll be wasting your time. You just will. And, you know, I can only kick arses for so long. And, you know, I've seen people that have come in and taken the course and they've disappeared. And they're the ones that either thought it was get rich quick, or, you know, they've seen another business idea that they've jumped onto. They've got shiny object syndrome, and they've just jumped from business idea to business idea, thinking that they're going to get rich straight away. And that's what they'll do forever. They'll find a business idea, have a go for a few weeks. Oh, it doesn't work. And then find another business idea and then try that one. It's called shiny object syndrome, guys. And these are the ones that think, you know, that think that they can make a load of money very quickly. And if they don't, they get bored very quick, and then they just jump to another business idea. Okay? You stay in the Finder's Fees coaching program. You focus on this long term, guys, and play the long game. Play the long game and be patient. And you can be guaranteed that you will be successful as a finder if you stay for the long game. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because I'm going to go. I'm still in my office. I need to go home. I need to have some dinner. I need a drink, and need to see my wife. And so, yeah, I will catch you very soon. I'll do another training soon on all the bonuses that you get inside the course as well next time. Okay, so have a good rest of the evening and have a great rest of the week as well, guys. You know, I wish you all the best. If you want to get into the training, I'm going to put a link in the comments and above the video very shortly for you to get into the training. And, you know, if you're thinking, yeah, I want to have a go, don't even hesitate. Just get in and learn the program and start taking action. Start taking action. And you will get results, guys. I will see you very soon. All the best. Thanks for joining me, and have a great rest of the evening. All the very best, my friends. See you soon.